Welcome finally again to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons, and it's been a wild day. Need to put my shades on. This is how crazy the day has been like this. It's been crazy, absolutely crazy, and we're still having some little ghosts in the machine. Got some activity going on here, but we are going to proceed with the show because the show must go on. So we're going to figure out what is happening and all, all the crazy things going on. But we're going to be able to get together here in just a moment. I think we're just about there. Let's just try a little. I'm fading out as we go to our virtual backdrop here. We're having a little difficulties here getting set. Let's see if we can. All right, that's about as good as it's going to get, I think. I do believe. Might have a little haze, so you guys will have to forgive me for that. All right. Like I said again, we're talking some sports here. We're going to bring in our co-host. First of all, the guy that is the main man in terms of following the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. He's on GoJackets.com. Mr. Rob McKenzie's in the building. Rob, welcome back, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me back. Good to be with you. And it was good to see you Saturday.
It surely was. It surely was. I'm glad to see you now because, like I said, my every ghost in the machine that was available ran in to try to block us from being on, but we were not stopped. And another guy we want to bring on, he does great things in the community. He has written a playbook for success for young people and adults called the Student Athlete Playbook. Barry Brown's in the building. Barry Brown, welcome back, sir.
Hey, Jonathan Simmons, Rob McKenzie, how y'all doing, gentlemen?
Very good to see you, man.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Good to see you.
I'm actually literally like the old guys say. They used to say it all the time. I used to say, "What do you mean by that?" But it's like it's good to be seen, and that's why I have to say right now, it's good to be seen
Absolutely.
because this is a wild day. But thank the Lord, we've made it on the air, and we are here. So we thank God for that. Um, we'll get right to it, Rod. We saw a tremendous ball game again this Saturday as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets continue their run to glory. Now 8-0 after a very thorough beatdown of Syracuse. Your take on that game on Saturday?
Yeah, it was, got off to a little slow start in that first quarter, but I think they combined to score over 30 points in the next two quarters. So, once the offense got rolling, there was no way they were going to stop them. And the defense continues to do, a good job of not allowing points while maybe giving up yards and causing the fans a little consternation, But when it comes to the red zone, the Georgia Tech defense has really stepped up this year.
Yeah, they are no doubt. They're absolutely stout. Like I said again, you hit it on the head. They bend but don't break, and they certainly showed that again. But really in the second half, they kind of put their foot down after a quick score to open up the second half. They kind of put everything the rest on defense. Well, I know that people will say, "Hey, we like you, we like Rob, we like Barry, but we want the beauty. We want to see the queen." So after multiple times of me not getting the right link, I believe the queen is now in the green room and dun, 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 the queen is here. Dun, 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 dun.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
All
Tree.
right, folks, you can stop being mad. The queen's on the air. Matter of fact, let me get the close up. This is the real queen, not an avatar. There she is. This is
Not
not
Amazon.
AI. It's the real queen. There you go. Okay. So
That's right.
so, so leave me
That's
alone.
right.
Like I get in trouble. People are like, where is she? I'm like I kidnapped you or something. Like I got you hostage or something.
Because I know you don't want to kidnap
I
me
don't
or
know. But
Barry.
Hey, exactly, Rod.
we got hanging around. Yeah. There's people popping back in. Oh, there we go. Yes, I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi. I have my daughter call Comcast. I guess they're like, we don't care about you. They're gonna care when we don't pay them the bill. That's what's gonna happen right there. But anyway, that's a whole
Absolutely.
nother story. Right, indeed. Well, like I said, the Jackets big win, 8-0 Rod for the first time. When's the last time they've been in this rarefied air? 8 in the country, 8-0 overall. Um, they're just incredible this year.
Yeah, I think the last big season that Georgia Tech had was 2014. And, since then it's been hit or miss. One year you have a decent team, the next year you fall off. So it's nice to see them, go through the season and reach a point where, as Brent Key said today, it's nice to go into the month of November and have meaningful games to play.
Yeah, virtual games, and of course, the danger really is now is trying to find a way not to look ahead, and especially we know the big game that's looming at the end of this season, a showdown. And so, what do you think that Coach Key is going to have to do to keep kind of their eye on the prize?
He doesn't let them forget. I can guarantee you that. And he preaches each week. We need to go 1-0, and we need to take care of ourselves. If we prepare right and we play right, we're going to get that one win that they're looking for each week. So, he preaches to the media too, so he doesn't want us to forget either. Brent has an idea, a good one at that, on how to prepare his team, and it's worked thus far with that 8-0 record.
Oh yeah, I think he's buffering, Rod.
Yeah. 8-0 is a fabulous record. A question that I have, I know.
Yeah, you caught us. Hey, Jonathan, you caught us taking sip drinks. You caught Tree. You caught me. I just put mine down. But let me say this, Rod. What I think about this season, man, is just fantastic. 8-0. I remember the statement maybe about 7-8 years ago when they said Georgia Tech would only win 8 games a season because of the academic standards that they have there. And now to be 8-0 with these games still to play that, like the minister just said, are very important, and they actually mean something. Man, it's amazing. And one of the things I did not know, Rod, and maybe you can speak more to this, I did not know that Georgia Tech did not have on the academic side, like a liberal arts side. They did not have a side that they can bring in certain type of athletes with. So that was actually a hindrance when it comes to recruiting certain types of athletes. But like you just said, Coach Key and his staff have found a formula that works, and they're bringing in this top talent from the high school level and from the transfer portal that are great fits for what Georgia Tech is doing. And again, I love the size, I love the speed that they have, and I love the focus on the execution that they're playing with right now.
Yeah, when you're talking about academics, Georgia Tech has a very good academic staff that tutors the players. They make sure that the players go to class every day, and in the eyes of the professors, that means something, because a lot of them probably think, "Oh, he's a student athlete, he's not going to show up for my class." But having them show up all the time, I think that helps them out in achieving what they're trying to do there. So, if you go about it in the right way, and it's amazing it took them this long to find that out, but they're doing it, and they're getting the right type of player too. I think that's important when they recruit. There's a lot of players out there that have similar talents, and you want to find the guy that's the fit for you, the guy that has the personality that's going to fit in with the locker room. And, that's what Brent Key has been really good at.
Awesome. Tree, I think you were saying something before we rebooted there shortly.
Yeah, so I was saying that I know a lot of new schools are updating their football facilities and things of that nature. Georgia Tech did phenomenal with the basketball and everything. And all of the facilities are always nice at Georgia Tech. Have you heard anything about them having plans to update or build anything new for their football program?
Yeah, they're building the Fanning Center right now, and it's the structure is up, a brick structure with huge, vertical glass windows, and it's strictly for the student athlete. And they're going to be doing a lot of things in there with analytics, and they'll even have strength and conditioning in there. And at they're going to be putting in seat backs, around the stadium, which will reduce naturally the number of fans that can get in. But, until this season, that really wasn't an issue. But then you have the game on Saturday, and there was 51,918 was the reported attendance. Now, naturally, not that many people were actually there, but it was a packed house. When you look in that north end zone, in the upper deck, that's a good indicator of whether they have a good turnout for a game.
So do you think with the success of the program this year and the growth of it, do you think that maybe in the future they'll think of updating the football field to adding more seats and being able to seat more fans?
I think probably not. I mean, when they built the Fanning Center, that took away some seats because it's built right into the stadium. Mm-hmm. And, they're going to move suites around. And when you do that, you know what that's all about. That's about raising money.
Right.
and I even hear that the press box is going to be moved. So who knows where we'll end up. But, when you go to a lot of the newer updated stadiums now, the press box is always in the corner.
Yeah.
And you either need a pair of binoculars or, like in Mercedes-Benz, they have the little mini TV right next to you so you can actually see what's going on down the other end of the field. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how all that turns out. But I think they, when they brought in Ryan Alpert from Tennessee, I think he's the right guy to lead the charge there because he went through all that when he was at Tennessee, and he knows what needs to be done for everything to be successable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Go ahead, Tree. You had something else?
Yeah, I was going to say we have a comment from Wade Turner. He said that Georgia game at the Benz is going to be huge at the end of the season. And then he had another comment where he said somebody was going to Auburn, but I don't remember the name. They removed it. He said War Eagle.
That's Wade, Mr. Football Turner, one of the best football minds in sports talk radio, definitely online. So watch this. Hey, Rod, I definitely want you to comment on this. All these coaches getting fired here recently. You got Jim Kelly. Kelly had a LSU. You have, of course, Penn State's coach Franklin got let go. I know Georgia Tech is going to kick Brent Key, right? Like, Brent Key is not entertaining any offers from the Auburn Tigers, is he, right now?
It's not an issue in my mind. He has a new contract that was signed last year that extends through 2029. He has bonuses built into the contract. He's picked up $150,000 extra dollars this year based on performance, and with more to come as you go through the season. So, everybody can say that he's going here or he's going there as they want, but the guy that decides that is Brent Key, not the internet mavens.
That's right. I love it. So Wade Turner, let's see him. Let's see a tree. Let's see. Brent Key is gone. Yeah. So Rod just answered that question. Yeah, they can open up the bank account. But remember this, Wade, Mr. Football Turner, at Georgia Tech, that's one of the places where you can go to the NFL and be a CEO. So we got plenty of money sitting over there at Georgia Tech too to keep Coach Key right at home.
And I might add that everything that I see that Brent has asked for in terms of personnel and what they need to have a successful program has been given to him. He's a Georgia Tech grad. he's building the program up. Why would he want to go somewhere else and start over again?
Absolutely.
That's
I agree with you.
And who you work
100%.
for matters. I mean, I know a lot of people are just chasing money, but who you work for makes a big difference. And when you get the support of the university, the alumni, and you have everybody, are you supporting you? That's a place that you typically would want to be.
Yeah, and it's pretty obvious when you watch his press conferences and talk to him that he loves Georgia Tech. And we talked to a recruit that was at the game on Saturday, and he said he couldn't believe how much Key bleeds, Georgia Tech blood. He said he was really surprised at how much, Brent Key loves Georgia Tech.
I love it.
That's a great thing.
Rod, oh man, that's all. I love it. I mean, I think it's one of the greatest stories in college football this season, Georgia Tech in particular. And I love what College Game Day did by talking to Haynes King on the field before the game, right? I thought that was the coolest thing ever, man. So as they prepare, now got the big win, did what they were supposed to do against a team that's not better than them. They're getting ready for NC State. What do you think about this game as a trap game? I know that Monica trap game, but what do you think about this game coming up against NC State Saturday night?
Well, the thing that worries me about NC State is their offense. They got a Bailey at quarterback. He gave Georgia Tech fits last year. They got Hollywood Smothers at running back. They got some injuries on the offensive line, but they're physical, they're tough, and they, like Brent said today, they play the entire game. They play all 4 quarters. They play hard. So, you look at their defense, they're ranked 14th in the ACC. So I think Georgia Tech can put some points on the board. Again, it'll be up to the defense to keep North Carolina State out of the end zone. Yeah, they're going to give up some yards. When you have good athletes like Bailey and Smothers, it's going to happen, So Georgia Tech's just going to have to take advantage of every possession they have. And if they do that, North Carolina State is a team that's coming in that's really desperate for a win. They've lost the last couple of weeks, and they're going to come out with their hair on fire, I would imagine. And it's homecoming. It's a sold-out crowd. So, it's one of those deals where you have to deal with everything you deal with when you go on the road.
Absolutely. So, Rod, before we finish up your segment here, college football, we're seeing it's crazy. Now with these buyouts that we're seeing how much money is involved out here with these crazy buyouts. What are your thoughts on that? I'm looking at the Kelly's buyout, $54 million. Franklin's buyout was $49 million. Where do you see this thing going? Because these agents obviously have some kind of pulse on what they can negotiate up front. And when these guys are getting fired or let go for whatever reason, man, they're seeing some major paydays, man. What is the future with this?
Yeah, I look at one guy, and that's the AD down there at LSU, and he's been involved in a couple of recent ones. And the nice thing for him, none of that money's coming out of his pocket. And it's just crazy. I mean, there's only one school each year that wins the national championship, but all these schools feel like they should be winning the championship every year. And that's not going to happen. And they're not firing coaches that have losing records. They're firing coaches that have winning records, So
absolutely.
And why would you want to get involved with programs that have some unrealistic expectations?
Wow, I like that perspective, Rod. I do. I really like that perspective. So I know we're getting ready to do our high school segment. We got some great stuff coming up. But Rod, like we do, hey, tell everybody where they can find you, how they can find you, and your last words on Georgia Tech before you sign off tonight.
Yeah, we're part of the 247 Sports Network, gojackets.com. You can find me on X, the big X. And, we attend all the press conferences. We write articles on the games. We write articles on recruiting. This coming Monday, we're going to kick off basketball season. And, I'm anxious to see what Damon has up his sleeve this year. And so it's a fun time to be involved in, the media part of the business and covering all these teams at the same time. Yeah, it gets a little hectic, but it's fun.
Absolutely. Well, we love it, man. So the Minister Jonathan Simmons, he stepped away for a moment, but we're going to continue with the show. Rod, we thank you, man. And go Georgia Tech, Yellow Jackets, the Rambling Wreck up there. Hey, NC State, get ready. Rambling Wreck is coming to town, baby.
All right, take care, y'all.
Okay, thank you, Rod. Yes, sir. So, Tree, how your week been going? I know your Detroit guys did that thing. We're gonna get onto that a little bit later, but I know you was happy with what you saw this past weekend.
With the Pistons?
No, not with the Pistons. No. I'm talking about what Detroit did last week when we were talking about them. Since that game when they destroyed, I know you like that. What are your thoughts on their upcoming game, though? I know we're gonna get into it, but I just wanted to
I thought you were saying this past weekend. I was like, we had a bye, so I didn't get to
No, not this past weekend. I'm talking about where we left off last week. Yeah.
I got you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm loving my Detroit Lions, and we play my Vikings. So this coming up week is when my two teams play each other, and I'll never root against my husband's team, and I'll never root against my Lions. So whenever they play, I just root for both teams. But this will definitely be a great game. And the Vikings have been going through a lot, and JJ McCarthy will be back at quarterback, and my Lions are getting Terrion Arnold back, and a few other people. So I feel like the Lions will just keep rolling, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. We've had our break, so this was our bye week, so we're rested up as much as we can be, and players play hurt throughout the entire season, so some people were able to heal up their bodies some. So I think that the Lions are definitely going to come out with a vengeance after this bye week, and I think it won't be a close game, but we'll see, because JJ McCarthy is coming home to play, so he's going to have a lot of fans as well, him being a Michigan alum, and a lot of people are going to be there cheering for him as well. So this is really going to be an exciting matchup, and you know how it's always been when the Lions play the Vikings. It's any given Sunday or Monday or Thursday.
Absolutely. But we're gonna get more into that after this great high school segment we have coming up. I see the Minister Jonathan Simmons is getting ready over here. But hey, everybody, you see this? People walk around. I walk around with this hat. They're like, "Man, you got on a Indianapolis Colts." B Brown, I thought you were from Atlanta. I said, I am, but I went to Morrow High School. The mighty Morrow Mustangs are in the building. I see they're in the chat. They're in the studio. They're getting ready to come into the live studio. So hey, hold tight. We're going to do this high school special coming up with my man, Coach Jerome Weeks, the head football coach at Morrow High School. And hey, here's a little history for you Clayton County fans. Listen, there are two schools that actually won state titles out in Clayton County. You have the 1951 Forest Park Panthers winning the Class C football title. And then you have the 1987 Morrow High Mustangs, a team that I was a part of, win the 4A, and that was the highest classification at the time. So you can see how it's grown since 1987. Now we have 6 classifications. But yes, back in 1987, the mighty Mustangs did win a state title. And hey, we have the current coach at Morrow High School getting ready to come on. So coach, get ready.
Let's see.
Jonathan Simmons, let us know when we're ready, and we'll be ready to get
those
guys
I'm trying to get everybody on here. We're using our mobile studio, so hopefully we can get everybody on here. I think, let's see here. There is Coach Weeks, and he has one of his players with him as well. Let's bring that young man on as well. Is everybody on? Bingo! Finally, praise the Lord.
Well, Coach, the show must go on, Jonathan.
Huh?
I said the show must go on.
Dude, I'll do it from my phone, from the iPad, which I'm doing it now. I don't care because, again, the show must go on, and we've been waiting to get Coach Weeks back on. So, Coach, appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you came right out of practice, so we appreciate you, man. Welcome back.
Thank you guys for having me, man. It's been a while. You guys, we always have a good time, and, man, love to get good information from you guys. Thanks for having us again.
And who's the young man you have with you, Coach?
I have big Christian Speakman. He's one of our team captains. Plays both ways, offensive line and D line. He's committed to Georgia State. He's going to be an early graduate as well. So big things are coming. Big future for this guy, hard-working fella.
So he's one of the big men that hold it down on the line, huh?
Yes, he does. Holds it down on the line, both sides of the line. Like I say, plays offensive tackle as well as he's our long snapper. Also plays a little bit of defensive tackle as well, whipping a little bit on that defensive line as well.
Yes, sir. So, Coach, let me say this to you, man. You know, I've been rocking with you for a long time, man. So I appreciate our relationships first and foremost. But, man, let me tell you something. When I first saw Christian, I think 2 years ago, I'm like, man, this is a big kid, man. And now he's growing into this young man that's like ready to rock and roll. I seen the way he walks is different. He walking with that swag now, like, hey, I know I'm moving bodies out the way. And Christian, hey, man, congratulations on committing to Georgia State, man. These last couple of years, you develop into this top level student athletes, man. What are your thoughts on where you are now compared to where you were 2 years ago playing under Coach Weeks? Oh, can you hear me, Christian?
Unmute
there you go. You unmute yourself.
I can't.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't hear him.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Do I have to like rejoin?
Try it again. We can hear you, but you can't hear me.
I can't hear what you're saying.
You can't hear me. Okay. Well, Coach, let me go to you. You can hear me, Coach?
Fine. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Coach, what have you what growth have you seen in Christian from his ninth grade sophomore year to now this year where he's able to graduate early and be an early enrollee at Georgia State? What are some of the key things you've seen him develop in?
Well, he's definitely worked on his craft, man. He's definitely become very skilled at the offensive line position. His technique has become phenomenal. Has great feet. Is one of our better runners. So as he goes to the next level, this guy's going to be a guy that, they're going to put him at probably a guard or center. He's going to be pulling around, running down the field, blocking on the next level. Definitely worked on his work ethic as well. Has gotten his body into good shape. He's a really big size kid, phenomenal size. And one of the things that he does that wows coaches when they come in is the guy is so flexible that he can actually he can bend over and put his palms flat on the ground.
Oh, wow.
At 300, and what we had, Biggie, about 3?
I'm at 30.
330, yeah, sitting at 330. One of the most flexible guys I've seen at that size, man. Plays with a big motor, and it's great to see this guy from where he's come from, just as a freshman, to see that growth, see the maturity, and to see him getting ready to explode on the scene, man. I'm excited to see what this guy does at the next level.
Wow. Treat, you have any questions for Coach and Christian right now? Coach, so he can hear you. So we asked you a question. Can you relay it over to Christian?
Definitely.
Can you hear me, Christian?
He can't hear you.
You can hear me.
Tell it to Coach.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hear him.
Yeah,
okay.
I just wanted to
they'll ask me, and then I'll tell you, big guy.
I get that, but I just wanted to check for myself first. So with Christian, I know you said that he's leaving early and he's committed to Georgia State, which is phenomenal. That's so wonderful. Congratulations to you and to him. What do you think will be his key points that will keep him at Georgia State? And have him be able to perform at a high level, because we know that there's some people when they go from high school and they go to college, they're not really ready for the college level because they don't really understand the commitment that comes with that. But it sounds like you are actually teaching him that commitment, from what I've heard of how he's just become a better player and his work ethic in your program. So what do you think are the top keys that will keep him being successful at Georgia State and also have him be one of their top players in their program, hopefully?
Well, first off, with him having the ability to graduate early, that's a testament to his ability in the classroom. He has a 3.0 GPA. The kid has met all his requirements. He's going to graduate in December. So as far as academics, there will be no problem for him in that area. Adjusting to college and the life of being a student athlete, I think he'll flourish at that as well. But knowing that, seeing how he's grown and to become a better, more work ethic guy, definitely grown into the leadership position, is a student of the game, watches a lot of film, definitely tells us what he sees during the game, understands the game, and it's really just because he's really just scratched the surface. So his ceiling is out of the realm. He'll be one of the better linemen, freshman linemen that is going to step on that campus in Georgia State in January, and I'm just excited to see where he goes from there.
So he's a sophomore now. He's graduating high school as a sophomore.
No, he's actually a senior.
Oh, he's a senior.
Yes, he's a senior.
I get it. So he's just graduating.
Yeah, he's graduating
I've never heard that before, but I feel like he was getting double promoted. I get it. So he's a senior.
Yes.
He's graduating a semester early and then attend. Okay. Now I'm with you.
Early enrollee in college.
Okay. I thought he said something about a sophomore. Okay, so he's a senior. And
I was saying when I met him as a sophomore and watching him develop these years, that's what I was referring to, Tree. Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I found from a lot of the high school players that I've seen with football as well as volleyball and basketball. When they graduate a semester early and they get on campus a semester earlier and they're working out with the weight trainers and the team, just that jump of progress that you see from a typical freshman and the ones who come in a semester earlier, it's night and day. So that's really, really great. And I know that it will definitely pay off. So great job, Coach, and great job to Christian, which I know he can't hear me.
Well, big guy, you can hear me. So they want to know some things about how you've grown over the last couple of years, and also just want to know a couple things about, how you're preparing yourself to make this jump to go ahead and get into college.
Well, starting from my freshman year, I was lazy and I didn't really work out well. But as time grew, sorry. Okay, I'm in the interview right now. Give me a minute. I'm in the interview right now. Sorry about that.
That's right.
But as the time grew on, my work ethic, my passion for the game, love for the game, it started to grow, and I wanted it more than everybody else on the field. So I started to just change my mindset, my attitude, got better, and now my work speaks for itself. And transitioning to college is going to be something new for me, but I just have to trust God on that.
I love it.
Now, Mr. Future happy right there. He said, I need to trust God for that. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we got to say something about, hey, Coach Simmons. So what Christian just talked about, when you started talking about God, so when I first met Coach, I met Coach Weeks because of you, Jonathan. So that was one of the things that drew me to Coach, because at that breakfast, at that brunch, that's what Coach was talking about. He was talking about bringing men and their sons together. That's what God is all about, bringing families together. And so to hear Christians speak that, to hear a young man speak that, hey, I'm gonna give it to God and let God handle this business for me. Hey, brother, hey, there's no bigger offensive lineman, there's no better pulling guard or center than God, Christian. So you just said it, brother. So hey, yeah, don't get me started on here. Yeah, Jonathan Simmons is the minister, but we will speak the word out on here, Coach. You already know how we get that. So yeah, thank you, Christian, because that's the way, young man. And I'm so proud of you, brother, that we excited for your future, man, as you can see. Jonathan, you had something to add there?
Well, actually, Barry, you brought that out. I gotta really confess here, man. I got a little shame on me because that's why Coach is laughing, because Coach always had a stand invite. He said, "Hey, man, now why don't you come on by to breakfast with the young kids?" I came by twice, and I've been ghost since then. So thank you, Barry. Put me on blast. I've been derelict of duty, but this is the thing. This is how the Lord works. If you ask Him to be a blessing to the kingdom, He said, "Okay, son, good news. I'm about to tell you where you've been negligent." And so we're going to tighten it up. For those of you who don't know, fortunately, we are blessed here in Georgia that we have a lot of, I say, more religious freedom than maybe in some other states. And one of the things that the school system has decided to do is they allow an organization called FCA, which stands for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, actually they can't call them prayer meetings, but they have huddles. And they actually are allowed to have Bible study, to pray and to work with the students. And then at the end of the year, I think it's right sometime in June, they have a ginormous event at it's West Georgia College, where literally, Barry, I went there a few years ago. I would say probably over 600 young men were out there, probably about 25 different schools from all around the state of Georgia, guys from South Georgia, guys from the inner city, and they came out there. And we've had situations where not 2 or 3, but hundreds of young men have repented and given their life to Christ. So we just the FCA, the fact that the school system, public schools, not private schools, public schools allow this to go on in the schools. And again, Coach Weeks does this on a regular basis. They bring the young men in before school, give them a little something to eat, and then give them some spiritual food to eat. So again, big shout out to you, Coach. And yes, I will be back sooner rather than later. Yeah, because
sounds good. The door's open anytime, my friend. Anytime.
Man, it's like, Barry, it's like that commercial for the hot dogs, kosher hot dogs, with the little Uncle Sam guys. He said, "I answer to a higher authority." Well, that'd be me. So I gotta tighten up.
Gotcha.
Well, let me say this, Coach, and Jonathan. You know this. You met Coach Weeks' dad, Papa Weeks, Coach Papa Weeks, and so literally every time I visit the school, which is usually like once a week during the season and stuff, when we're doing the pregame meals, Coach Weeks and I get a word in. But my true highlight, and Coach knows this, because Coach can walk away once I talk to Papa Weeks. He knows it's over with. Me and Papa Weeks about to have our little conversation. So, Coach, let me ask you this before we sign off with your segment today and highlighting you and the great job that you're doing with the young men over there. Coach, you've done so much work. I've seen it in person, how the young men that have already graduated still call you, come by to see you, and the job that y'all do off the field is just as important as what y'all do on the field. Can you speak to that, Coach, like the impact off the field and why you do it? Why do you put so much time in that off the field part, which seems to be probably might be more than what you do on the field? Can you talk to that a little bit?
It kind of comes from, my family. We have a real religious background. I've been in church since I was a young man, and have been, taught that if you learn something, you have to share it. So I know that these guys, we're molding young men. Football just happens to be the vessel that brings us together. But we're actually in the business of molding young men, getting them where they need to be, feeding them, shall we say, to get them where we need them to be. Showing them how men actually talk, how men actually interact and handle business. I think that is very important, especially in today's society with our young men. We have to get them and teach them, the way of of good values and how men are supposed to lead and do things in a certain manner. With my dad there, that gives them the opportunity to see our relationship. We talk on a daily basis, and just seeing that, and we allow those kids to get into our circle and part of our family, because my dad's been coaching for years and years and years. I mean, probably 50 plus years. And I myself, this is probably year 20 for me. So we've been in this thing for a long time, man, and we figured out that it's not a plaything when we're dealing with these young men. We know that their lives are in our hands, and we have to make sure that we show them the way. A lot of them, it's the only time that they may see a real man that really pours into them, But so that's what our job is. And, we just put on that hat, whether we have to be dad, we have to be friend, we have to be coach, whatever we have to do in order to get our guys ready for that next transition, whether it be college, whether it be the world, whether it be the workforce. We just want to make sure that they're equipped, man, and just do our due diligence and just continue to do God's work.
Man, I love it, Coach. I love it. So now, hey, Christian, hey, y'all got Banneker to finish the season tonight, Coach. So you asked this question to
Gotcha.
Christian. Y'all got Banneker coming up, man, to finish the season. Hey, this is a game y'all can go and get. So what's your thoughts? How are you mentally getting prepared as you finish up your high school career with a game that can send you out as a winner? What's your thoughts on that?
So, big guy, what's your thoughts on Banneker? We're going into their territory. How you getting yourself prepared? How you getting your team prepared? How you gonna lead us on Friday night? What you got for me, big guy?
Well, it all starts in practice. Doing the install, going over their plays, offensive plays, defensive plays, seeing what they're doing, looking at film, seeing what the linemen do. How are they getting in their stance? Do they punch high or low? Seeing what the running back does, like how he is in his stance on run plays, pass plays, or where he's lined at. And I think we have a good chance beating Banneker. We're better than them in the trenches. And I believe skill-wise as well. We just got to go in there with the right mindset and just dominate.
Yes, sir.
Barry,
Are you gonna lead the way on this domination, big guy?
You know it.
Yes,
I see the smile, Coach.
Yes,
He got us
sir.
mixed. Hey, the gentle giant, man.
Gentle giant.
and he watched his film because he didn't get vague with it. He said, "Hey, man, it's all about how they set up, what we're looking at," and then he got right to the point. He said, "It's the battle of the trenches." And he felt that, hey, we were superior in the trenches. So yes, you got to watch film. He talked about the keys, watching that. So you can't talk about that just by listening to coach. You have to watch the game film yourself. So we congratulate you, man, on what you're doing down there at Morrow High School. Coach, before I let you go, now when do you normally have the breakfast? I know you guys normally do it on a weekly basis. What day of the week do you guys do it?
We do it actually on Tuesdays.
Okay.
And we've had the luxury of moving it to the afternoon now because
all right.
The timing was kind of off as far as transportation and logistics and stuff. It was kind of getting a little hectic in the morning. So we moved it to the afternoon, and it allows more of our kids to be there, more people to come in and talk to our guys and just feed into them, man. It's an awesome thing. It's right after school, right at the end of the day. So our guys can get that spiritual food right before they go to their practices and things of that nature.
Well, that's fantastic, man. I'm so excited to hear what you guys are doing. And man, like I say again, we look forward to getting back in the mix so that we might be able to be a part of that as well. And you said it's after school. So I mean, I got no excuse. Literally, where the new school is located, it's only about, not you guys were far before, but it's only about 12 minutes now from my house. And so we got some comments there on social media, I think. Let's get it back on there.
Oh, yeah. That's Ghost Thing. That's the offensive coordinator, Mr. Cornell Hardy from D&K Sioux City in Morrow. So, yes, sir, the offensive coordinator. Ghost Things, baby. Another 1990 Christian. So that's a 1990 graduate right there from Morrow right there. Same class as me. Yeah, that's one of my brothers right there. Yes, sir. Yes,
Well,
sir.
look, many congrats to everybody. And again, Coach, we appreciate you for coming on. And we look forward to having you coming back on again. And now I know Tuesday afternoon, I got to make a stop over at Morrow High School.
Hey, we're going to be looking for you now. We're going to be looking for you to stop in.
Don't tell him that. Hey, Jonathan, because if he get on me because of you, man, that's going to be a problem, man. He going to get on me.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, you heard him say he coming.
I heard him say it. I heard him say we're going to hold him to that.
Right. I'm not gonna try to do you like that, Barry. Listen, and look, you see right next to you the straight faced lady there. She that smile going like, I'm gonna get you too. So you're not gonna get the queen. Yeah. No, you're not getting me. No, I will be on point and I will have video evidence to show it.
That was great, man. We look forward to seeing you, big dog.
All right, bro. Listen, peace and blessings to both of you guys, and good luck on your final game. Real quick though, before I let you go, you have a big game. There's another big game going on in Clayton County on Friday night, Halloween. You got two teams. I believe you played them both. Jonesboro against Langston Hughes. You just played last week. Kind of what will fans look for in that game? Both teams come in highly touted, 8-1, I think, for
Lovejoy,
and 9-0 for Langston Hughes. Actually, the number 4 team in the state. What? First of all, who do you give the edge in that game? And what do you think fans are going to look for in that matchup that's being held right here in Clayton County?
Well, there's no other way. One of my good friends is Coach Carson. So, hey, man, I'm going with the Wildcats, buddy. And we Clayton County all day. So, hey, I'm going with the Wildcats to pull this off, man.
There we go. And, of course, they win that game. That will vault them right ahead of the Panthers into that first place spot. So they would have a home game. I think they'll have a home game either way. So, but I think they want to get that regional championship. Well, Coach, again, thanks for the comments. Appreciate you for stopping in. And, guys, keep it locked right here with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. Now that I'm back on the air, I can see what's going on. Praise the Lord.
All right, Coach, Christian, y'all take care,
guys, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Take care of yourselves.
Keep it locked, guys. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
Oh, true. I think we're buffering again. There we go.
Right. No, well, it just dawned on me. I was like, hey, we're about to do our Falcons segment. Where's Orlando Lembetter? And I said, oh, yeah, I didn't send him the new link. So he probably so I had to jump off there. So, guys, just so people want to kind of see how the sausage is made. I went from being on my laptop. Mm-hmm. That crashed out. I went to my iPad. That crashed out. So I'm now on my cell phone. But
wow,
the show must go on.
Man, so you've been working behind the scenes. John, you've been working, man.
It has been absolutely crazy this day. And you know what happened. When we have some miscues, there's always a man that spots it out. And here's his comments on social media. There we go.
Now, who is that? That's Todd.
That's Todd.
I see Preacher still ain't fixed issue. Todd always getting on you. Hey, Todd. Always getting on you about your technical difficulties.
The one thing I will say about Ty, he's consistent. If there's any flaw in the preacher's game, he will point it out. He'll make sure that not only I know, but the whole world knows. Hey, man, you done fell on your head. But we still love you.
Absolutely, we still love you. That's right. That's right.
Well, listen, I'm just happy to have Todd back. Like I said again, for a while he had boycotted the show. He said, I'm not interested. He said, I don't see the Queen, so I'm not interested in tuning into you at all. So, as a matter of fact, he even told me to retire. He was like, hey, man, you come on erratic. You're not on. The Queen's not on. Just wrap it up. But Todd, I told you we'd be back. So we're so appreciative that the Queen and everybody is back.
Yeah, Todd always looking out for me.
Yeah, he's been faithful in that regard. Well, guys, yeah. So it's been a wild ride, but again, we appreciate everybody's tuned in and stayed with us here. I might have to do more stuff on my phone because I will say one thing about AT&T. They charged me a whole bunch of money, but buddy boy, I'll get Wi-Fi anywhere. I can be in the weeds, and they make sure, oh, hey, you're on because you about to pay us that money. All right. Thankfully, I think D. Orlando Ledbetter has gotten the link. I think he's lurking somewhere in the shadows. I'm gonna try to see if I can bring him on here. Let's see. His camera's not on, but let's see if we can bring him onto the stage. All right, D-Led. He's getting set.
He said, "I was
almost ready.
Come on."
All right, we'll check back with D-Led in just a second, but I know at least we know he's there.
There you go. There you go.
Dun, 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 dun. Here's the embedded sports writer for AJC for the Atlanta Falcons. He also is Esquire par excellence. You know what I'm talking about. The one and only D. Orlando Ledbetter is back in the building. D-Led, what's going on, sir?
Hey, not too much, Reverend Simmons. Thanks for having me on the show this evening. Great to see Miss Tree and Barry also. How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, wow. How are you, D-Led?
All good in the ATL.
Listen, brother, we're just happy to be on the air. Every bug, every ghost that could come on the machine, I'm down to doing it on my phone. That's where we're at right now. But like I said, man, I can see you loud and clear, and we're just happy to have you on. All right, let's not belabor the point. What on earth did we see on Sunday, sir? I know it's kind of hard to encapsulate, but what do you think the one or two things that just caused this team to play so poorly against the Dolphins?
Yeah, I think it's a team that probably was reading too much of its good press clippings there. Playing Buffalo, beating Washington. The whole thing's just inexplicable that you wouldn't show up against a team that's a pro team. I mean, they're 1-6, but still you got to show up and play. The Falcons didn't do that. And now they've regressed here in this season. So we'll see if Coach Raheem Morris and his staff can put this team back together.
3 questions for D-Led.
Yeah, where do they start, D-Led, with putting the team back together? What do you think is the biggest key of where they should start? Because we know that they have the talent. We know that from things that we've seen, but like you said, they didn't show up to play. So what do you think is the starting point of how they can actually get this team together, have an identity, and be able to play consistently throughout the season?
Yeah, they've shown some good football, and all I would just say is, hey, put that out there every Sunday. You know what you don't do well, so don't do those things. You got to run the ball, then you get out there and run the ball. People were hurt last game, but the biggest one was Devon Diablo missing the middle linebacker spot and J.D. Bertram taking over. So, he's a young guy, his first NFL start, and then you said it wasn't good enough. I mean, you got to continue to develop those guys. I don't know if you throw him under the bus or not, but, if he's not going to be able to hold up in the NFL, then you got to put somebody else in there. So same thing going on offense, granted, Kurt was coming off cold, but throw the passes he can complete and run the ball. It's really not that hard. I don't understand pros not coming to play. So that has to be answered in in a more mental state of mind. How do you let your team, not come out and be ready to play?
Brian Brown, your thoughts on what you saw on Sunday?
Well, Jonathan, I'm very disappointed. As D. Orlando said, it looks like they came out just like they came out against Carolina. So that's 2 games this season so far that they've come out and they were not ready to play. And it looked like anybody was ready to play. And then I like the fact that he mentioned Bertrand. It took me back, D, and if you can speak more to this, I'd like you to do it. Bertrand is in there. Is he in there simply because Troy Anderson is not available to play? Like, where's this guy? We drafted him high, and he's disappeared. I know he had a lot of injuries every season of his career so far, and it's like now we have a true undersized linebacker in there that looks like he should be playing free safety or something. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're not going to stop anybody in the middle. So can you speak to that? Like, where's Troy Anderson? And like you say, what are there other options with Diablo out in the middle? Because it looked like our heart and soul on defense is gone.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Very great observations. Troy Anderson is not close to returning. He injured a knee last year, and I thought it happened earlier. And then they put him on IR late. I don't know if he had surgery, but it was around this time that he was expected to be coming back. But when we asked last week, hey, where's Troy? You got anybody else coming back? He's like, no, that's not in the short term here. That's not. I've been seeing him around the locker room. He's been there doing his rehab. But, yeah, he's a former third-round pick that has only played 9 games for you. So you made a bad pick there. It was a boom or bust pick, an athlete from Division II school, and they didn't work out. So then the backup plan's got to be something better than the 5th-round pick that's, a little smaller. But you drafted him for a reason. You thought he could play. So, you going to ride with him a little bit longer, or there's not a lot out there to replace linebackers right now. You got Josh Woods on the bench. You got D'Angelo Malone, who was drafted as an outside linebacker in the 3rd round. And now you're trying to make him an inside linebacker. So he might be too small for that, but I know he'd go out there and fight if he got the shot. So little young fella from Cedar Grove played at Western Michigan. So that's where they're at with that linebacker situation. Troy's not coming back anytime soon. It's been a boom or bust career. Looks like bust for him. And it's time to find might be time to find another linebacker.
Absolutely. Wow. Okay. Well, there it is, Jonathan. I think right now we're with London out this past game. We had our quarterback Penix out. Where are those guys, D. Orlando? Are they coming back next week? How are we looking with them? Because they were sorely missed by far. I thought the $50 million backup quarterback was going to do a little bit better.
Yeah, I did too. But I guess it's a good thing he didn't, because then everybody been talking about he was the answer to what's wrong here, and it clearly wasn't him. But no, the health guys are all coming back. They're all day-to-day is what Raheem likes to say. And that means you day-to-day. That means you got a chance to play this week. And then he's hoping to get back the rookies, Jalen Walker and Billy Bowman on defense to add to your speed and aggressiveness. So if you got a weak link out there, then everybody else has got to do their job and maybe cover for the weak link. So he's getting some people back, and that's going to help him on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I don't like you said. I don't understand why the Falcons continue to draft guys they're all about the speed, but these guys just can't hold up, and then they play them at the wrong position. You got guys that are weighing 235, and instead of doing what they do with most edge rushers, putting these guys out so that their first point of contact is not a full-blown shot by 350-pound linemen. They got these guys playing on the line, hand in the dirt, just getting pounded, and they get injured right away. And why would you have – I still never understood why they try to play Troy Anderson, a speedy guy, an inside linebacker anyway. It just made no sense to me at all. And you gave up the guy, which you couldn't sign the guy who led you in tackles, and now he's a bunch of league leaders in tackles now. Because you said he can't cover tight ends. Who cares? The guy was a tackling machine. I don't care. I don't get it.
No, well, it helps to explain that, to try to explain that they built the small, fast defense because they thought they were going to be playing from the lead. They thought they spent all their money on offense and all their draft picks. So they're supposed to be scoring all these touchdowns, right, Reverend? They're supposed to be up 21-7, and they could put the little speedy guys out there and, go get the quarterback. Well, okay, they're not up 14-7. They're not scoring points. They're getting in knockdown, drag out, smash mouth football games, and the little guys aren't holding up. You see it. They start off fast. They're getting sacks, and as the Dolphins kept running the ball, they ran 30 times. By the time they get to 30, that defense is tired, and they're sending up the white flag and giving up touchdowns. Because it's a smaller, faster unit. You see it's Dan Quinn's defense. You see it in Dallas right now. You gotta have a league if you're gonna play that kind of football. And Dan Quinn and them fought last night against the Chiefs. The Chiefs eventually pulled away. We're talking some another level football, with them. And then Dallas defense is so horrible. They made Bo Nix look like Joe Montana the other night. So yeah, that's where you at. That's that defense is built to do it a certain way. And that was contingent on you scoring points. But then when you're not scoring them, they get into these knockdown dragouts, and they're a little too light in the pants for that. And Bill Belichick pointed that out last year when he was doing his little podcast with the Mannings and so forth.
Wow. Let me ask this last question of D on my side, Jonathan. I want to go to the offensive side of the ball, D. What are your thoughts on this offensive coordinator, Robinson? Because I still have not, and maybe it's not for me to understand, but the use of Pitts with London out is because this, and you can tell me if I'm totally wrong or I'm on base some kind of way, but why is it that no offensive coordinator can seem to find out how to use Pitts better? Does he not understand the playbook, or he can't run the routes right? Like, what is it, this huge physical specimen, but we cannot utilize him for good? What is that?
He's doing great in the limited situation. He caught 9 of all 9 targets last game. Now, granted, they're throwing in bubble screens, which what's that? But the first thing he did with Matt Ryan, he had his best game against the Dolphins down in Miami, and they were running real routes. He was running 9 routes against Xavier Howard, all pro safety, and getting open. Those routes are not in this offense. The Rams offense, he's running the Cooper Cup underneath stuff. I don't see him going up the field for the deep shots that Matt Ryan got to him on the Arthur Smith. Now, Zach Robinson, I know what I'm looking at, and he was a first-time signal caller. So I'm like, okay, he did pretty good the first 17 games. Now everybody's got a whole season of tape on him, right? So when you start seeing people showing up at the ball, that's film study. We saw the kid show up at the ball on 4th and 1 in San Francisco. We're seeing people sitting out there waiting for Bijan, they know he's coming. So my thing is, over the offseason, Zach Robinson was supposed to be coming up with counters for the stuff that worked. Because you got to figure it's not going to keep working. They're going to eventually catch up to me and stop it. So I'm waiting to see the counters. If he keeps running the same thing that he's been running for the first 24 games, they're going to continue not to score points. And it's going to be a real long and ugly season. So I want to see some counters up in New England. They'll play because the Patriots are 6-2. So they ain't going to not show up for that. And then they got to go to Berlin, and play the Daniel Jones and the Colts. So they'll show up for them next 2. The one I'm worried about is when they come back home and got to play the Panthers again.
Right.
So that's where we're at with these Atlanta Falcons. They keep you guessing, right, Treep? In the old days when you found the Vikings, you knew what they were going to do on Sundays, right? You knew Chris was going to get about 4 sacks, and they were going to smack everybody around and maybe have a slugfest with the Packers.
True. Ty's a question for you, D-Led. He said, D-Led, hi, sir. Any thoughts on bombshell interview of Rich McKay today at 680 The Fan? Did Rich admit interviewing coaches to hire, advising on football experience?
Yeah, I listened to it. It wasn't that bombshell of an interview to me. He didn't really say nothing. But good for my guys, though, Nick and Chris, to get the interview, but he didn't really say much. He said about it was a group of 8 people that made a decision, and he kind of painted the picture. They share all the information with Arthur, and Arthur's smart. I didn't really see the bombshell part of it. If it was really a bombshell, we would have blogged about it and wrote about it. But, good for them guys to get him. He didn't really say much. He's a lawyer. And he really didn't shed much light on the team and so forth. So, but good for them to get him. And hopefully it's, I never root against any of the sports folks doing business in the sports business. So good for them.
Yeah, I think that, I'm not sure what goes on in the Falcons hierarchy. They get talented players in. They don't seem to get coaches that know how to be able to utilize the skill sets Barry talked about before, about the inability to utilize Kyle Pitts. We know that for some reason, Kirk felt that Kyle wasn't put his best foot forward. But, I mean, shockingly, Sunday, he was going to Kyle, early and often. It just like D-Led said, they were like, 2-yard bubble screens and 5 yards in the flat. And got 2 people hanging all over him. So I don't get it. And there is no counterpunch. That's really the cry right now throughout the fandom in Atlanta. Where is the counterpunch? Mm-hmm. And we're just not seeing it. I mean, so I don't know what to say. But I do know this much. Folks, whenever we have a guest on this show. Oh, wait a minute. We got one more comment on social media. Let's see here. Before you go, I think this is Todd here that wants to say something. And there we go.
D-Leg, can you do a story on AJC, on the organization failures of Black? I'm sorry.
Oh, blank.
Blank. There we go.
Blank. Mm-hmm.
Failures of blank as the owner. Yes, sorry, people. I actually can read. Failures of blank as an owner. Not this gift giving. We know that is great.
Yeah, I stay out of that philanthropy stuff. We got business writers to do that. I stick to football, and we've been pretty accurate in how the football operation has played out since his ownership has been here. So had it rolling there for a little bit with Mike Smith and Dan Quinn, but it's been hard to get back to that happy place where you're a bona fide playoff contender.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like the old saying, you always miss me when I'm gone. We got on Mike Smith. We killed Dimitroff. But if you really look at the track record over the time Dimitroff was here, including, his last 2 draft picks, right? Everybody's, you drafted back in for a lineman. You drafted 2 guys. Well, those 2 linemen are McGarry and Lindstrom. And even though McGarry had a rough start, they turned out to be quite the tandem. So, yeah, man, it's a shame that we can't get the best out of these teams. Hopefully, before I become completely decrepit, we might be able to see some type of real play out of the Falcons. But I tell you what, guys, as you know, we don't let our guests or co-hosts come on this show unless you guys know more about how you can find out about what they're doing. So, Mr. D. Orlando Ledbetter, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Revlin. We certainly appreciate all our subscribers over at ajc.com. You can find my materials on the Twitter X at DOrlandoAJC, and on that pinned at the top one, you can hit that item and sign up for our weekly newsletter, the Dirty Birds Dispatch, which comes out every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Kind of helps you get ready for the game coming up that week. Thank you so much. You all take care and have a great rest of your week.
God bless you, Led.
Hit it, D-Led. Hit
it. Tree had to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Barry Brown, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. As always, thank you, Jonathan, for allowing me to be on the show and have a great time with you talking sports and also highlighting our high school student athletes. Shout out to the Morrow High Mustangs as they get ready to battle those Banneker Trojans this Friday night, and the big game between Langston Hughes and Lovejoy also this upcoming Friday night. I am Barry Brown, author of the #1 book for youth student athletes, the Student Athlete Playbook, Success in the Classroom, Sports, and Life. And you can check us out by visiting our website, youtheducationinsports.com. And you also can visit us on Facebook, rolling on the bottom of the screen there, facebook.com/Student Athlete Playbook. And we look forward to helping your student athletes become the adults, the great adults and productive adults they are destined to become. One love.
The Barry Brown, thank you, sir. Now, the one and only queen, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. You can find me on social media at Purple Diva 13, as well as Ms. America International 2022. Thanks for watching.
The queen has spoken. All right, guys, it's been a wild ride today, but I want to get my mic unmuted. There we go. I always want to remind you guys that no matter how bad things are out there, you have an option, you have an alternative, and that is to get to know the Lord. Now, we talked about earlier in our segment, but it really is important, man, especially in this time of day with all the crazy things going on, that you really get to know God personally. The only way you can do that is by a relationship with his son, Jesus Christ. And how do you do that? Number one, repent of your sins. Number two, believe and understand that he came here fully man, fully God, died for your sins, but more importantly, rose from the dead. And if you believe in him, two great things happen. Number one, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number two, an adoptive child of God with all the rights therein. That means you now can go to God like a heavenly parent, ask him for whatever you need or desire, and according to his will, he's going to give it to you. And when you die, you go to that wonderful, spectacular, happy place called heaven, where there's none of the following. There's no pain. There's no pandemic. There's no bad people anywhere. You never get old. You never die. You never cry. And now you are with God, Jesus Christ, and all the people of love face to face. And you avoid that nasty place called hell, where all the things I just mentioned, just the opposite. It's fiery, it's dark, it's dreary, it's painful. And you're locked up with the devil and all his demonic hosts. And you're cut off from Jesus Christ, from God, and all the people of love forever and a day. I don't know about you, but I like option number one instead of option number two. All right, guys, until the next time we get back together again, we simply say as we do each week, God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of the day or evening, whichever may apply. So long, and take care.